And they can't give it to you all at once because you wouldn't accept it. They have to give it to you piece by piece so you can process it. You would deny all of it because it is so fucking out there. The truth is mind-boggling. And even for me, and they told me, like, even the stuff I know, what they showed me, it goes even further than that. So yeah, you're processing and you're learning stuff they want you to learn, so it spreads to everybody else. Either energetic-wise, word of mouth. And that's why a lot of my kind, they want us to be public, because that energy gets spread. Even if we don't mention anything about it, it gets spread through our energy field. And it kind of like talks to the subconscious of that other person. Because of that, you do sort like a light version of a, if you want to call it deliverance or exorcism. You kind of inoculate them, make them immune to the lower level fuckery. The higher level fuckery, they need to do their own conscious effort to make a change. But you do inoculate them to the lower level, so it makes them easier to progress to the lower level of fuckery, to get out of that frequency, to be inaccessible to these energies. So that's why some of the shit you're going through, and it fucking sucks. It sucks like ass. Especially like me, to lose my mom to some crazy ass fucking people because they wanted me to be even more isolated, to be super depressed. And then if you get to the point where you're so negative and you're so depressed, literally you can be possessed by darker forms, darker energies. And you lose your connection to your higher self, to source. And like, it was so hard. I was doing everything like energetic wise, pray. Like, she didn't want to take baths. It was hard. I couldn't get her to take a saltwater bath. She barely could get her to take a shower. She wanted to eat the most horrible toxic food. I would make gemstone jewelry. She would like take it off, break it, act like I was like it was holy water to her. And then like do crazy stuff, like throw away important stuff and then act like she didn't. And I would catch her in like so many lies, and she would just talk shit to me and put me down and like laugh at me when I was crying, and just when I thought she was getting better. And then actually physically attacking her and my dogs at the same fucking time, making them sick, throw up, making my male dog one evening, like he couldn't walk his whole back end, and I didn't have money to take him right away to the vets, where I was like, oh shit, like he was struggling to walk one evening. And then the next morning, my mom fucking falls down on the hip that she had previously broken, that had a rod in it. And she refused to go to the doctors. So for a couple of weeks, I made sure like she didn't have any bruising, kept up her medications, before I could like actually get her to walk on her own. So that was weeks of me walking her everywhere, carrying her to the bathroom, and then making her like poop everywhere, get poop everywhere every time she went to the bathroom. And that was like twice during the day. So I had to put, when she even started walking a little bit on her own, putting alarms on the bathroom door so I know when she was coming in and out, because she would get poop everywhere. She had never done that before. And then I cook organic food for my dogs. I had 3 of them, and one just having this crazy ass rash that the doctors couldn't figure out what it was. And they're like, maybe it's their allergies. And for years I've been making organic grass-fed beef, dog food, or just whatever organic. And they've been eating the same. All of a sudden, all of them are throwing up, getting diarrhea, not wanting to eat, having all kinds of weird infections the doctors can't figure out. So I'm giving all 3 of my dogs medications, and then my mom acting crazy, and then the transmission in my car not working And then I take it to the shop, and they say it's the computer, and the computer mysteriously is missing in the mail for 2 weeks from the dealership, which is a couple of minutes away from the shop. So I had no car for 2 weeks. And then a couple of months later, every time I use the heating, air conditioning, or cooling of my car, the car turns off. And then for the holidays, for Christmas when family was supposed to come over, they tried to blow up my fucking water heater. I heard a large explosion while I was taking a saltwater bath, and I couldn't figure out, it was a large explosion, and I didn't know where it came from. Until 2 days later, when I finally got my mom to take a shower, there was no hot water. My water heater tried to fucking explode. And it was right before Christmas, and everybody was gonna show up. And then even ordering my water heater, things just got all crazy, and I almost didn't end up getting a water heater. I ended up picking the correct one up on my own in my little ass fucking car. I got some stranger to help me to shove it in my little ass car because I had to keep the car door open. And I installed the water heater on my own. My family shows up, and then they were here for a couple of days, and then they're gone. As soon as they left, my furnace went out. So right now I don't even have a furnace. And then having weird shit like money that I was supposed to get, like having complications, trying to get some money for a previous car accident for 2 years. 2 years. All this stuff started 2 years ago. 2 years, having complications, calling different people, and them trying to get me someone else to call. And then in the end, the first initial person that I called, everybody's just giving me the runaround, like stuff like that, making things complicated on purpose. It's them doing this. Having my mom fall, having her act strange. And then the day my mom died of her stroke, it was a full moon. They used moon magic. And whoever it is, watching and monitoring, they saw my mom die. They watched her die, and they enjoyed it. It made them feel really, really powerful. And then getting other people involved with their lies, saying, I do black magic, I'm causing harm or whatever to get revenge on me, and making my animals sick and shit like that. Because they wanted me severely depressed. So these people, they are professionals at it. And they are not only doing it to me, they're doing it to a lot of fucking people, and they've been doing it for years. Years. If you know of people that mysteriously, like, died, had really, like, they just seemed to have the worst fucking bad luck, became very suicidal, it was them. It was them. Just connect the dots. Who's been there all the fucking time? Who has always been around? It's them. I'm new to the scene. These people doing it, it's not just one person. It's a group of people. And they're recruiting other people with lies, manipulation, with whispering, affecting your thoughts while you sleep. So the next day, they even change, like, the way you see certain events. The next day, you'll see it differently. So they can use you to, basically, where they don't have to do the dirty work, you do all the dirty work. You spend the finances. You get the karma. They don't. They just get to watch. And it makes them, just like a fucking typical narcissist psychopath, it makes them feel like God. It turns them on. Seriously, it fucking turns them on. And some of them are actually couples or a group, a polygamous group that are doing this. They use it for other stuff to excite them. And then just like the other vision, which I didn't understand about the succubus and incubus, they're using people's connections. They're energy harvesting, using people's connections while they're doing tantric stuff and using that energy to attack gifted people. People who are legit here to help the planet. People who legit are gifted, carry a higher frequency, actually get knowledge and wisdom from source. Not from entities, not from lower beings. To attack them. Using other people. And then the sucky part is these other people, some are unwillingly knowing just by being friends with these people and together gossiping, they're okaying this action. The thing is with consent, as long as you don't say no, it means yes. People don't understand that. They're being used. And the fact they can whisper in your ear, affect the way you think, the way you feel. Sort of like how a demon does, like those cartoons with the demon and the angel on your shoulder. And then they can go into your consciousness, affect whispering while you sleep, and sometimes actually, however the fuck, they actually implant thoughts or events that weren't even fucking real. Sometimes this type of magic, they can implant it in it sounds crazy, they can implant it in platforms, in symbols, in music, writings. It can be implanted in anything. And that's why I tell like those that are gifted that are being attacked, you can implant your intentions in your platform, in your content, since a lot of it is being stolen. And you implant that energy that all of your work, everything that comes in through you, is for the greater good of all. It's for the greater good of all, for your higher spiritual good, to promote life and balance only. So you aren't used for negative, evil stuff, so you don't pick up the karma. And then the people who are using your content for selfishness, they do pick up karma or whatever you want to call it, like energy attracting like energy. And you're not giving permission for your work to be used for negativity. Because picking up that karma is fucking sucks, dude. I feel sorry for the people who do that and not realizing, and they run around thinking people are attacking them. No, you did it to yourself. Like attracts like. Like I'm realizing things are crazy. Like I was totally upset. The universe, like why are these people allowed to do what they do? And then along with my mom's death, I was like, that's not fair. Like I thought I had more time. Like I thought I had a year, at least with her, a year and a half, so I could collect money and take her to Korea. Be with her one time in Korea. I thought I had that time. And I was like, that's not fair. And I'm like, I did everything. I've been doing everything that you guys ask of me. But then it's like, you let them come after my friends, my family, my pets, and to make everything so fucking hard for me. To keep me broke, make things go wrong when I know there's nothing that I do. It's not punishment. I only think the best for people, even people who do this shittiest shit, man. I don't wish ill will on anybody. Actually, I feel sorry for them. And I do pray for them to receive everything that they've ever wanted and needed, but in a balanced way. I don't wish less for them. I wish more for them. I wish where they were in a state where they wouldn't have to be like that and cause harm for themselves and people, so they can understand that they don't have to do what they do. that I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm offering everything for them. Everything that I can do, they can do. And when they sit there and don't harm themselves, they don't harm others, they go along with universal law, it's like the universe like does everything for you. Gives everything to you. And everything that you have wanted, the universe gives it to you in a better form. If you want adoration, if you want gifts, if you want everything but you get it in a better way where you don't have to steal it. You don't have to do it in a negative way. You don't have to pick up karma. You don't have to continually do sacrifices of something, somebody. In every dark thing you do, magic, you still have to sacrifice a piece of yourself. Not just the people that you sacrifice. You're not getting away with shit. You're just slowly committing suicide. I thought I had more time. And I was like, that's not fair. And they had to remind me. Their God is all, or source knows everything. Things don't happen unless source lets it. And that I had to understand that my mom's higher self, they were torturing my mom. Every day they were torturing my mom. Every night they were torturing my mom for 2 fucking years. And they were even torturing her when she died. And the pain that she had to have went through with that massive fucking stroke, that she died really fast, like almost instantly. And being around someone who's mentally sick like that can't like energetically or spiritually like defend themselves, and being manipulated and used and tortured. And then me being by myself, taking care of my mom, trying to keep a higher level frequency, being around someone like that who they can't help it. They are an energy vampire. You have to use your frequency just to keep them healthy, to keep them positive. So it's like work 24/7. It's exhausting. And then to not get triggered and it was making things harder for me, and my mom's higher consciousness knew that. My mom's higher consciousness was tired of being tortured, and like these people, this group of people were going at it hard. You just seen, like now I know, like seeing her, what they were doing to her. And she knew she was dying. She knew she didn't have that much time. And she knew like it was a toll on me. So she had a choice. Her higher self chose to let them do it. She didn't have that much longer anyways. And by doing that, murdering, sacrificing a divine, they cursed themselves. If you want to call it a curse. For murdering a divine, that's one of the biggest sins. So basically, these people are no longer protected at all. They have no protection. They open themselves up to the darker parts of the universe. It's like a free-for-all. And the enemies that these people had are having a ball game with these people. They're like straight up open. And by my mom allowing them and sacrificing herself, she ended up burning up a lot of her own personal karma, which allowed her to be able to be reborn this lifetime, a better life, because she was able to burn up a lot of fucking karma. So in that aspect, it benefited her on that aspect. So I was like angry and hurt, plus too, like right after she died, like I had my son's friend was here. 2 of his friends they sat here while my family was flying in for the funeral. That night, when my mom had died, I had walked into my room. As soon as I got into the hallway, I was freezing. Not just cold, I was freezing. When I got into my room, the cold was so fucking painful. I couldn't move. I had to lean against the wall. Like, it was fucking painful. And I had to sit there for like 30 seconds to collect myself because I needed to use the restroom. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And all I wanted to do was just leave my room. And I didn't say anything because it fucking creeped me the fuck out. And I ignored it. I didn't want to think about it. I was like, I have to be imagining it. So it took me a while to go back towards my room. And again, it was the cold. And I had to get a sweater just to go pee. Like, my teeth was chattering and it fucking creeped me out again. I didn't want to say anything. And I just stayed away from my room. I didn't want to think about it. And the next day when I got up and I was watering my backyard, and for some reason, whenever I interact with water, I get more downloads. Even, like, I didn't realize it. They explained it to me now. It has to do a connection with water. Like, when I go to the bathroom, take a shower, do dishes, I get a lot of downloads. And part of the reason, like, also why they wanted me to garden, they knew my mom was going to die, and they didn't want me to just stay in my house. They wanted me to go outside. They wanted me to go in the sun, and they wanted me to ground myself, and they wanted me to interact with the water. And they knew that these fucking people would send a lot of fucking negative energy towards me because they wanted me to die. That was the whole point, was they wanted me to die. And my grass and the plants would pick up a lot of the negative energy. But as I was watering my plants, I got a download that these people wanted, I don't know if that was what my mom was experiencing, or they just wanted me to experience that and freak the fuck out. So I would wig out and show up at the morgue or wherever the fuck and cause a scene. So I would get locked up for being insane. They wanted me to wig out and focus on that. So if I was locked up, it would be almost impossible to defend myself, and I would stay there for a fucking long ass time. This is the shit these people do. And the way they work. And the mind games they play. They find a weak spot. Either it's physical, psychological, or energetic. They're very fucking smart. And some of them know a lot of, like, anatomy and biology too. So if, like, you have someone that's ill, they'll target the magic towards the weakness of their illness to hurt you. Or if you're ill, to hurt you. So they target the magic specifically. It's strategic. And then these people, they truly believe about switching destinies, stealing gifts. And they do understand the part about, like, certain DNAs, bloodlines have the key to accessing a lot of gifts. That is true. But they don't understand. Even if you're part of the bloodline, it's in your fucking DNA, you have to activate it. You have to do your fucking shadow work. You have to be worthy of these fucking gifts. You have to actually open up the fucking gateway. You have to receive and earn the fucking key. And they thought, oh, she has the gifts. It comes through the mother. Why don't we kill her, use her mother? If we kill her, I don't know how they fucking do it. Let's just steal her mother's gifts. Because then her mother must have the same thing. Well, it doesn't fucking work that way, dumb fucks. It has to be activated. You have to do the fucking work. You have to earn the keys. Then you also can earn all extra gateways get open. You earn the fucking high-level spiritual guides. So that was another reason they killed my mom. Thinking they would get gifts like mine and have access to knowledge like me, because it comes through the mother. So they didn't get the fucking gifts. This is the way these people think. They're fucking insane. They run around sacrificing people. They think they can take other things that don't belong to them. Not just financially, energetically. And I don't know how the gift shit works. I know that's what they were trying to do. So yeah, I'm supposed to be dead right now. They've tried it a couple of times. Not only with me, other members of my family. And like, I watch people, I watch readers, and it's so crazy. These people doing this fucking magic, they do the same shit to groups of people at the same time that are in no relation to each other, are in different parts of the fucking planet. So it's the same group of people. Like, one thing I've noticed, a certain group will all of a sudden lose their voice at the same time. People that don't fucking know each other lose their voice at the same time. Or I know they're doing a type of spell, I can tell. If anybody has noticed this, your vision has drastically deteriorated in the last 2 years. But in the last year, it's the worst it's ever been. Like, dramatically. Your eyes have been really fucked up the last year because they're doing some type of spell where they want to take your vision away. Your psychic vision, your gifts, your abilities. So it affects every form of vision. Your 3D vision. Because they're doing some type of spell to take your vision away. Think about that. All you have to do is just pay attention. That's all. I have all the time in the world to pay attention. And I've seen certain people, and I know you know who you are, having losing your voice, needing your glasses prescription has drastically fucking changed in the last year, especially in the last couple of months. It's them. So you need to look or even talk to other people. Who have you noticed that's always been around? Always seems like they're the fucking Captain Save-A-Ho. They seem like they fucking care and always have the answer. Then you know who it is. Or group of people who they associate with. They're fucking sick people. And if you notice, like, certain people have had the worst bad luck, family members dying, suicides, people going fucking insane. Look who's been around them. Those are usually the people that they're jealous of, that were more gifted than them, or somebody that just didn't want to fucking follow, that had something to say that they didn't agree with them. Look who's been around them. Look at who gets groups of people to go after a certain person. Who mysteriously, they just know this and that about that person. I wonder how they do know some shit, or how they got that access, or how they're always good at, like, somehow the information gets like, just, it's perfect to go against it. They're the one. You're the one. They are the one. Like it just, I'm still, my mind is having like this, even like mind boggled, comprehending all of this. And then I wanted to understand how they can get people to think a certain way. Even though like you could be the nicest person in the world and you've done nothing wrong to anybody, all you've done is try to help and you wish the best for everyone, but somehow, some way, they can convince people otherwise. And it involves like the whispering. And like my kind, like I was like, do I really want to say this information? I mean, but then I have to say this information so you guys can understand what's going on. So I have to give up a part of my kind's abilities that they know that we have, but they don't want us to know that we have. Like I've known, like in the metaphysical world, say you have a disagreement with someone, or like you want some type of closure. And there's a way you can do this to maybe help assist you in this outcome, where they tell you before you speak to the person, write a letter to them. Basically, write a letter to their higher consciousness. So it works or communicates with the person beforehand to maybe help you to work out a situation in a positive way. And normal people can do this. But my kind, because we're made differently and we're connected to everything, dark and light, we have access to everything and everybody. And that's why some people, they're magnetized to us. But even just the first exposure, like it's almost like they can't stop thinking about us. But it's not magic. It's the God energy. It's what me and my kind are designed to do, to connect with everybody and everything and to transfer positive, balanced energy. It's not magic. It's just how me and my kind are designed. So it draws people towards you because you're a benefit to them. See, these darker people or whatever, they know that and they want that for themselves. They really want that ability. But the version they get, they have to steal it from somewhere, somehow. It's not authentic, it's not from source, and it's not theirs. It's not a natural state of them, it's not in their DNA, it's not in their bloodline, it's not in their ancestry. It's not meant for them, because all they would do is cause harm with it and spread sickness and dysfunction and the dark Luciferian ideology. They flip everything around to their benefit, making it seem like it's freedom when it isn't. It's entrapment. Well, I didn't know I just recently learned this in the last couple of days. Like, I've had this ability